Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am back from a long depressive episode and we are getting started on the airports episode. So without further ado, the first task at hand is to link up the airport site with public transport. So we are going to do this with an overland metro, and the first thing I did was put a station up near this train station, and the metro will then dive underground, make one more stop at the old airport site, and then eventually terminate at the CBD. Of course, I'm also linking the airport up with roads. And before I did this, I scoped out a good location for the airport, and I chose the hill which has the space rocket launch site, because it's one of the only few flat, empty areas of my city, to be honest, and it's pretty central to a lot of the places. And I wish I had more videos up till this point, but I do not, because work has been crazy, and now it's the time for the release of City Skylines 2, so what better time, right? So what you just saw right there was me deleting the old airport, and now I'm just trying to make these tracks a little bit more aesthetic. I try to be realistic, and in real life they do use a lot of the same landscaping for multiple modes of transit, so it's just, better, and also just better aesthetically than having a bunch of lines all over the place. So the subway will be climbing up this hill. I don't know if that's a realistic slope, but let's just work with what we have for now. As you can see, the subways are a mess in my city, and I started them before I really knew what I was doing, so that's what we have. It would be a whole nother project in and of itself to clean up the subways. On the hill, you can see I already started zoning out the airport zone, and right here I think I'll have my highway connect to this point. Of course, it is going to connect to the other side of the city as well, closer to downtown, but this would be a good point. And this is a section of the city that I kind of made like an old town vibe. Right now I'm just zoning the airport area, and what a great tool this is. It just flattens everything. I wish it could get rid of the trees and the logs and stuff, because that would make sense. And I just want to terraform this out to ensure we have enough space for the airport and have it looking realistic and kind of smooth as well. Are there any airports in the world that sit on a hill like this? I don't know. Usually they're kind of near the water or something like that, so you gotta think about placement, realistic placement. So right now I'm using the concourse to kind of get a lay of the scale, and I finally placed it. What I am doing right now is laying out the runways, and we're gonna go with a parallel scheme because, fun fact, a lot of the newer airports have parallel runways. The older ones have intersecting at, widely different angles because of the crosswinds. Back in the day, planes didn't have as good stabilizing technology as they do today, so they would have to kind of, depending on the crosswinds, decide what runway to take off from or land at. And then I put taxiways that are parallel to the runways, and just ensuring that they have proper access. Right now I'm placing the plane stands, and you want to be careful because you start off with only the small plane stands. So if you only leave enough room for that, you might not be able to place the large plane stands once they unlock. And I'm just playing around with the layout, and what you want to do is have the concave side facing the passengers that are coming in, because thinking about it, when it's concave facing the entrance, that's less driving and walking around that the passengers have to do to get to the different terminals and facilities, and it also provides more space on the plane side to have the airplane stands, taxiways, etc. So most of the world's airports are kind of like that, and I'm just planning it out, playing with scale, linking it up. If you notice, I left a lot of room behind the runways, and that is what I will configure into the cargo airport facilities. And of course I would have them both at the same airport, because why make two airports? But yeah, you just want to plan out everything you want to have. I probably should have, I think it's good to do a little sketch on paper of what your airport configuration is going to be, because cargo facilities do take up a good amount of space. Right now I'm placing some of the decorations like parked planes, and god, they just look so cool. But yeah, these little elements really bring like a realism to your airport. So I'm placing some parked planes, some hangars I placed later, as you can see. I didn't include the recording of the cargo making because then the video would just be too long and there's not really much else you get from that. So I just placed the control tower right there. And I renamed the airport. The airport does have a built-in metro station, but it's not unlocked from the get-go. So what I did was place a above-ground metro station right across the street from the airport, and then I kind of reconfigured it to make the curve a little bit better. But yeah, it's not ideal, but the passengers will have to cross the street to get between the metro station and the airport facilities. As you can see, I am linking up the subway from the airport to the subway station at the old airport site. And, I don't know what to do with the site. I think I'm going to make it into a park or a business park or something like that. In Berlin, I believe their old airport was converted into a public park, so that's really cool. What I'm doing now is placing the bus terminal. I don't like the, wrong way I did this, which is make it kind of concave towards the airplane side, but I just did it to add in the bus terminal because if I were to reconfigure it, it would be a little difficult. So just keep this in mind when you're building your airport. Leave a little space where it doesn't have the road right in front of it, just so you can do this. And I'm linking up the first bus line into downtown, and I'm just putting 2 stops downtown. I should probably make the buses bigger because I believe when they come in, they're usually full of people, so also something else to keep in mind. It's really good to use these awesome floor pieces to fill up all the little gaps in the airport. I'm trying to build up the airport district, so I want to have a main road and then, place the cool stuff like the airlines headquarters and the airplane museum. So yeah, I'm looking forward to all that cool stuff. I'm also ensuring that this settlement on the hill, which has residential and industrial zones, is connected to the highway as well, because it'll give them better connectivity. Right now, it's just a 2-lane winding road down the hill, and I go on to convert that into a highway. And as we can see, I placed a taxi stand, airport hotel, and the curved building is a luxury airport hotel. my god, that just looks so cool with the planes taking off and whatnot. I moved the airplane, the air traffic control tower to the end right there. Right now I'm playing around with that concourse building. I don't really know how it works. It does connect to the, terminals, but on that preview picture, it just has it standing by itself. So I'm not sure how passengers would get to it. I guess maybe underground or something, but yeah. And I'm placing some more hangers on the end there, just to add some realism. Right now I'm adding some parking. I don't go with the big parking deck. I usually opt for the smaller parking lots. And if you've noticed at airports, right outside are these parking lots for rental cars. So that's kind of what I'm going for right now. For the cargo airport, I have the layout that you see before you, and I kind of mixed the train track alongside the overland metro track to join to that cargo terminal you see right there. And I ended up placing the airline headquarters building right next to the terminal for the cargo. And now, enjoy some delicious B-roll. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this. Shout out to my 2 subscribers. This was a lot of fun to build, and honestly one of my favorite expansion packs for City Skylines 1. And planes are just really freaking cool. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.